Hello friends. Today's story is a fictional adaptation of the real life events of a 12-year-old girl, Meghana Rajshekhar. She was one of the lucky survivors who withstood the tsunami that hit in 2004. She had to spend 2 days in Car Nicobar Islands before she was rescued. I am sure her strength and will to survive will inspire all of us. Meghana was stranded on an unknown island. The receding waves of the ferocious ocean were accompanied by a few scattered stars in the sky. It was the crack of dawn. When she woke up, Meghana became aware of a crashing wave and a wide open sky. Then suddenly she felt something slithering across her body. She froze with fear and held her breath. It was likely to be a sea snake or perhaps a turtle washed up on the shore by the waves. She just laid there stiff like a wooden log even after it was long gone. When she felt it was safe to move again, she sat up lightly and for the first time had a look at her surroundings. The first light of the day had illuminated a very grim view for her. She was standing amidst countless dead people swollen due to drowning. Corpses scattered everywhere she looked, their limbs stretching at awkward angles. Meghana, a teenage girl, was probably the only survivor in this dance of death. 2 years ago, Meghana's grandmother had died of old age. At the funeral, her mother had insisted she should not face death. But her father had opposed. Let her see. She should be able to say a final goodbye to her grandma. Her mother said, "But she is too young to see this." "Maya, she is daughter of a pilot in the Air Force. She must be able to face the bare reality of life. Please don't try to shield her from facing grief." And today, Meghana steeled herself on that faraway island as she stepped away from the pile of corpses. Where am I? What place is this? Could there be human habitat on this island? If so, will they help me? Numerous questions clouded her mind while she walked. As she sat in the open space far away from the sea, she broke into tears for the first time. "Mama, Papa, where are you? Who could be looking after Mayuresh?" she sobbed. As the minutes passed, she calmed down and tried to remember the string of events. Yesterday was the Christmas party, when Papa was granted a leave for 15 days from his office. He had declared his surprise plan. "We will travel to Andaman Nicobar Islands to celebrate Christmas." Meghana's father, Rajshekhar, was a pilot in the Air Force. He was a courageous, jolly, dutiful, and also a very affectionate person. Yesterday, they had celebrated a combined party for Christmas and Meghana's birthday. Children had gone to sleep, reminiscing the fun from the party and holding the gifts from Santa. And soon after, Rajshekhar's wife, Meghana's mama, had rushed into the bedroom visibly frightened. "Meghana, Mayur, Meghana!" She had felt the tremors of the earthquake, but everyone else was sound asleep. It was over as soon as it had started. Rajshekhar pacified his wife and children. "Maya, it might have been a dream. If you get scared like this, how could we make our children brave? Everything seems all right. Let's all get some sleep." So they all had returned to their respective beds and were asleep in no time. Meghana's mother still couldn't forget the sensation she felt from the earthquake, wondering what might be hidden in the core down below. What will time uncover? And as dawn came, so did a terrifying jolt. Surely it was an earthquake this time. Everyone gathered in the sitting room. They could hear loud cracks and vibrations of buildings nearby, accompanied by screams of terrified people. Suddenly, with a deafening crack, a part of the roof came crashing down, and before anyone could do anything, Meghana's mother was stuck beneath it. Mama, Mama, Maya, Maya! They all rushed to the rubble to try to get her out. It was then when a monstrous tsunami crashed on the hotel and chaos ensued. Meghana was tossed away by the force of water. Their maid Malati was also struggling. Papa, Papa! He was nowhere to be seen. And Mayur! Where could he be? Meghana managed to get hold of a ladder that the staff had propped up to get to the roof. The entire hotel was destroyed like a house of matchsticks. But the wooden ladder was afloat and Meghana held on to it for her dear life. As she composed herself, she saw Malati drowning. Meghana stretched out to grab her, but she was slipping away from her grip. Meghana reached to a branch of a tree floating nearby and quickly stretched it out to Malati. Grab this, Malati, grab it! Where might Malati be now? Meghana wondered as she tried recollecting the events. She also became aware of her torn clothes. It was dawn yesterday when the earthquake occurred. So almost 24 hours have passed since then. What did I do in between? How did I get to this island? Meghana tried to strain her memory. She remembered Malati had disappeared among the waves. Her own ladder was also lost from her hands, and she had decided to swim her way to safety. Her father had taught her how to swim when she was 8 years old. Even then, her mother had protested. No, no, Appa has warned me to keep her safe from water. Her horoscope shows she has a threat of drowning. Appa had immediately prepared her star chart when she was born. Rajshekhar, Meghana's father, had laughed it off. Threat of drowning? More the reason she should learn swimming. What say, Meghana? Are you ready? He had initially supported the 8-year-old on his hands, who soon became a skilled swimmer. Now you face no threat of drowning. When you go to your uncle's town, feel free to dive in the well. Why stop there? If you keep it up, soon you could swim in a river or even at sea. Papa's statement turned out to be true. Meghana realized that she had floated in the sea for 24 hours. She had tried to swim against the tide to reach the shore, but her efforts were fruitless. When she was thoroughly exhausted, she had found a wooden plank, perhaps torn off from a collapsed house, and it had turned out to be a lifesaver for her. She had put all her weight on the plank and rested her tired limbs. As the sea calmed, the waves had washed her ashore on this unknown island. Yesterday's monstrous demeanor of the sea had turned into a calm, soothing state. To Meghana, it felt like the presence of her wise father. Please keep my mama, papa, little Mayu, and dear Malati safe. Please, please take me to them now, please. Meghana couldn't help but cry as she pleaded to the sea. Staying in the water for so long had drained her of energy. She had also suffered some scratches and injuries which were throbbing due to the seawater. Meghana stood up. She gathered all her strength and started walking. She hoped she would come across a person or a village and she might get some food. But there was no sign of life, only more scattered corpses. She found a bag, probably dropped by the Air Force as an aid for the affected. She found some clothes and a carton of Mirinda inside it. She wrapped herself with the clothes and emptied the carton in no time. She felt somewhat refreshed as her body refilled on much needed sugar and water. Which way could I find a village? Meghana was wondering when she spotted a couple of distant helicopters flying over the sea. She waved frantically to get their attention. Please help me, somebody please help. She screamed with all her might, but her voice never reached them. Alone, helpless, she again started crying, but there was no one to respond to her. Meghana looked up when she heard an aeroplane pass over her. When she tried to look where it went, she saw more planes flying there. She realized there must be a runway in the direction that the planes were flying. She started walking again. After a while, though no runway was in sight, she came across some Nicobari women. She was somewhat familiar with their language as her father had taught her the basics, so she tried explaining her situation to them. She managed to convey that she was stranded and very hungry. The Nicobari women brought her to their village and gave her some soup. She was ecstatic. It was almost 48 hours since she had eaten something. The soup tasted to her unlike anything before. Meghana had guessed correctly. The runway was exactly in that direction. With help of the Nicobari women, she managed to get attention of one of the planes. She remembered everything clearly now. She recounted her story to the volunteer helpers. She informed them about her maternal uncle in Warangal. They sent her safely to her uncle. Various TV channels reported Meghana's bravery, her miraculous survival among one of the most horrible natural disasters. Her courage, which defied the dangerous roaring sea for more than a day, was really astonishing. These events really put her to the test and she managed to survive in a breathtaking manner. Due to prolonged exposure to the seawater, her skin had cracked. Several other scratches and bruises covered her body. She had not had any food for 2 days except for a carton of Mirinda. Sea snakes tested her mettle too, but she had not lost hope. The swimming and the language lessons by her father helped her immensely. But most importantly, she could face it due to courage, a positive, realistic approach to life, and an ironclad will to defy even death which she had grasped from her father. Life gave her many lessons through this event. Now, Meghana is hopeful that someday her whole family will be reunited. Will she meet her dear Papa, Mama, little Mayur and also Malati? Meghana Rajshekhar, we are eagerly waiting for that news. The day that you will all be together again will truly be an auspicious one. Meghana, we wish you all the happiness in life.